think I'm having a bit of autofocus issues here. I think I'm going to keep it to manual focus. Yeah, I think click to focus. That should be fine. All right, the stream has started, I think. Select stream, refresh. Here we go. Here I can currently see, like, well, the chat and everything for the stream. I think everything is fine. Let me just pull it up on my iPad. See if I can actually watch it on here. I guess I'm gonna go on my channel. I don't know if the stream is live yet. Okay, it is live. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I think you can see everything. That's nice. What's my volume at? Okay, perfect. Yeah, I think you can see everything. That's nice. Okay, everything is fine. I'm gonna. The only issue is I can't see the chat, so I think the only way of doing that would be on here. I'll just mute my iPad. I'm just gonna have the iPad in front of me. I think concurrent view is 1. That's me. That's the one there. But yeah, I think that should be fine. Let's see. That's recording. I have Discord here. I'm not gonna use it really. Some people. Okay, well, I'm gonna close that because I don't want to divulge anyone's personal info, to be completely honest with you. Yeah, let's hop on to Battlefield here and let's see how this goes. That's just water, hydrating. Right, let's see how this goes. Hopefully I get more than just one viewer, but then again, it is the weekend. A lot of people are going to be out or playing Battlefield themselves, so there is that. Am I dropping any frames? I'm not dropping any frames at the moment, but that's just because I'm here. Like, I'm literally just recording a very plain and easy screen to record. But I think once the ball starts rolling and I start playing the game starts running and all the particles start flying and whatnot, we're going to have a bit more difficulty. I will have to turn down the settings. Unfortunately, I think I have them in high or ultra, but eventually I will have to turn them down just for this. I'm going to wait for the game to start and then I'm going to change this to the game scene. Because at the moment we are just in the just chatting scene. So let's see how this goes. I have 2 views. Kind of want to see how this goes. All right, let's change to the game scene. My question is, does it recognize the video capture, sorry, the game as a... Like, am I streaming the game here or not? That's my question, and so far, it doesn't seem like it. Let's see, properties. Okay. I don't want to exit. Hold on, let me just... Graphics? Should be in graphics. World brightness, camera settings, audio. There's no video, so... Should be on here. Field of view. Display full screen, yes. Let's try borderless. At the moment it is working, but I do need to resize this for myself because otherwise I can't see what I'm streaming. Okay, the desktop audio is very loud. I think I'll probably want to turn that down because otherwise you can't hear me. Let me know how the audio is. I think so far we're okay. VSync is off. Here I'm gonna go up quality, performance. I'm gonna go... I'm gonna go to high. I'm gonna play in high. And then see how this goes. Yeah. Right. We'll just hop into our first game. I'm still working on leveling up. I know the developers recently changed things around a little bit, so leveling up guns and things in this game is a lot easier now. Oh, one thing I forgot to do is... Let me actually change this. I'm going to put headphones on for this because otherwise things will get very loud very quickly. Usually I'm not the type of person to really like playing with headphones, I'll be honest. Just because, I don't know, I have speakers and I like using them better. I just think that's works a lot better, but we'll see. I like playing support, although depending on the map I will play engineer, but I think for now I will play support. I have noticed that playing engineer sometimes can give more points, especially if you play with a player that actually knows how to drive a tank, or, well, has some common sense in terms of driving a tank and kind of isn't stupid about it. Okay, we do have tanks. That's the thing for this map. Oh, I might have to turn down my in-game audio. Hold on. That is very loud. Yeah, okay, now I can actually hear stuff. I probably will struggle to hear footsteps, but it is what it is. That's fine. We move. I keep looking down just to check the screen, but I think it should be fine. Anyway, so we are playing Battlefield 6. It has been about a week now since... I don't know why I'm doing this. I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm gonna get shot. I have a defib.
Let's move! You're a lifesaver. I knew you had my back.
Okay. Yeah, the game's been out for about a week now. I don't know what I'm doing. I can't multitask. And I've been trying to level up and unlock a few guns and attachments and whatnot. I'll drop this down for you boys. Let me actually smoke off this. See if it's not running. That's one thing I've noticed about the support class in this game. It's just how insanely overpowered. I wouldn't really say overpowered, but how insanely useful kind of smoke grenades have been. Most of you kind of wondering about what gun I'm using. Is carbine that I've recently unlocked. I think it's the AK-205. If you look on the stats, it is insane. It has almost 0 to no recoil. The recoil is ridiculously easy to control. I am talking in PC here, so things might be slightly different, but it has no recoil, and the bloom, which is me the biggest issue so far with certain guns in the game, is also practically non-existent. I think an enemy just jumped on me, didn't he? Okay, there's I think we've cleared all the enemies here. We can push, but there's just so many. Okay, right. I think let's retreat for a little bit. Also, another tip is if you are ever on fire, kind of hitting prone will negate the fire damage. You'll still be on fire, so if you stand up, you'll take the full blunt of the damage. But if you stay prone, you just don't take the damage, so you can wait the fire out. Oh, I have a shot from above. Right. Let's see how this goes. So far, it's not looking great. Team isn't pushing. We're not rezzing. I'm very deep in enemy territory there, so I'm just gonna respawn. That's another thing that a lot of players are kind of struggling with. Res my teammate here.
Let's go!
Yeah, so I think a lot of people are kind of struggling with in terms of choosing when to stay up and kind of waiting for a res, and when to respawn. That's another big issue. I've noticed with Battlefield, it's just like, I want to get away from that. I'm literally on top of you. I don't know why I'm not sprinting there. But yeah, a lot of players don't know when to respawn and when to stay kind of alive and waiting for a revive. So here, for example, I know I'm not in immediate danger. I can wait, and hopefully if someone does pick me up, I'm not using up an extra ticket. So I'm not kind of costing my team a life. A lot of people in this scenario will immediately press the spacebar, like hold the spacebar and skip this reanimation kind of process and go straight into respawn. Like in my scenario, it didn't play out because my team isn't rezzing, but that's fine. Under smaller circumstances, your team, especially if there's someone like 2-3 meters away, should kind of come and res. Okay, well that was on me. Okay, took a bit too long. But kind of rule of thumb is always wait a little bit unless you are being kind of watched by a teammate. Sorry, but not by a teammate, by an enemy. If you're being watched by an enemy and you know your body's being camped and they're just kind of using you as bait, then I absolutely, by all means, immediately kind of tap off. Basically, just make sure you are immediately out of that revive state, so people aren't coming in trying to revive you and getting immediately kill baited. But under any other circumstance, always try and get rezzed if you can, like in this scenario, because it does mean that your team just has more of a chance of winning in general. Like you can go longer, the matches can go longer, you can gain more XP. It's a bunch of different things. In this scenario, our tank isn't really taking out the enemy tank. I'm not really taking out anyone here, to be honest. We do have an enemy somewhere over there, I think.
Let's go!
A lot of times you will, if you're playing as a support, you will end up risking yourself, like I did. Well, I mean, I was just being stupid here, and I just kind of ran into the enemy. But a lot of times, like for example here, I'm not going to ask for res because he's right on my body, and he will bait for the kills. A lot of people not necessarily doing it kind of on purpose, but it just ends up being what happens. So I'm noticing that as a support, I'm not really doing much of that. So what we'll do is swap classes to an engineer and just repair the tank. That's the thing a lot of people do in this game, is they kind of just stick to one class throughout the whole match. maybe in some scenarios that is actually not a bad idea because if something does work, if it's not broken, you can get a right fix and type of thing. But in this scenario, it's just if your team needs a tank or like a tank melter, always go with your team. Go with your team. So right now I'm noticing that we are struggling to take down the opponent's tank. Okay, so there we weren't enough. But it's fine, we captured the zone. So there is no need to switch off. There is tanks will keep spawning, like for example we do have another one here. That's another thing as an engineer, if you take out your repair tool, you will sprint faster. Same with the medic, if you're playing as a medic and you take out the defibs, you will sprint faster. There is another tank over there. Okay, that was destroyed. I think being an engineer in this match is super helpful. The team repairing both tanks here. This one isn't really taking any fire. But yeah, overall, just kind of play to the strengths of your team. If you notice that your tank is actually doing really well, you're taking up space really nicely, the enemy's struggling to take the tanks out, just focus on hey, that tank does not want to be repaired. Yeah, just focus on that. But if, for example, you notice that your tanks, even though you're an engineer, you're kind of playing along with it, or say that you drive the tank driver just basically driving away from you and not really giving you time and opportunity to kind of catch up with the tank to repair it. If you notice that's the case, a lot of times you're kind of being left out in the open and as an engineer, swap to support. Try and rest the team if you can. Maybe go assault and try and use your assault ladder, which is actually very, very broken in this game. I've seen some insane clips of people putting them in very crazy angles where people just don't expect people to be, and just mowing down an entire platoon. It's insane. But yeah, as an engineer, it's usually very simple. You just need to keep repairing the tank, make sure the tank keeps doing its thing. For example, here I've gotten 13 assists by repairing. The only thing I will say is playing this way, I am not really kind of leveling on my gun. I'm not really getting any kills. But I am helping my team win the arcade. That is absolutely fine. It's completely up to your playstyle. If you've come over from Call of Duty, first of all, welcome. I have been a long time fan of Battlefield series. I used to play, I think I played Battlefield 3 when I first started gaming. Eventually moved over to Battlefield 1. I think I skipped Battlefield 4 because of circumstances. Pretty young to game, so I didn't know much wars going on. But yeah, if you're coming from COD, welcome. But yeah, if that is your play style, just running and gunning, then obviously don't play engineer because you're wasting kind of a lot of potential there repairing tanks. Although if you do choose to go down the path of just destroying the enemy tanks and kind of gunning in that scenario, in that sense, absolutely go for it. If you're good with it, you can absolutely just demolish enemy tanks while also getting into the back lines. Why not? If you see you're struggling and you really like the running and gunning. I don't know how I missed all those shots there. But yeah, if you're just really, really successful at the running and gunning, play assault. Sometimes you might even find that playing support you will enjoy it, just the simple fact that you just, as a support, all you really need to do is to put down your supply bag, and that already gives you a lot, that already does a lot for your team. Yes, if you can go around rezzing, that is obviously a bonus, but I would say support at the end of the day is still a very run and gun heavy type of role in this game. Because you will need, like, you will have the most amount of ammo. You will be in the middle of the action the most because the team will be trying to rest and all that. And obviously half the time you still don't have the ability to be resting just because of kind of how chaotic everything is. Like here, I could go for that res card like support. Oh. But I won't because obviously I'm not support. Supports that go a lot faster. Here I noticed I'm not going to get rest. You can tell by the bottom bit of the at the bottom bit when you're waiting to get rest, it will tell you how far away your teammates are, and if they're obviously running towards you, you'll see that distance shorten very, very quickly. In trouble? No, we are not. Okay. But yeah, if you notice that distance is getting shortened very quickly, that means it's going to sprint towards you. But yeah, if you don't see any of those numbers dropping after like maybe 10-15 seconds, obviously respawn more useful to the team that way. You will consume an extra ticket, but it's better than you just lying in the ground and not for your team. It's better useful. Overall, how to play the game really does matter. It's very situational. If you do have a preferred role, obviously stick to that, just because like if you're, say for example, mainly an assault and you've only played kind of engineer twice, sometimes it's kind of tricky knowing when to go for the repair and when to go for the, to destroy the enemy tanks. And kind of like just the situation, I guess you could say. But overall, just make sure you're kind of playing your role. It's as simple as that. It's not like Call of Duty where going around killing the entire team will win you the game. There are scenarios where obviously that will be the case, but the majority of the time it comes down to how well the team plays kind of in their roles. But yeah, I don't know if you can tell, but this gun is absolutely amazing at beaming people from a distance. It has 0 recoil, and I'm still in the early stages where I don't have any of the major unlocks for it. I quite literally have like one of the early game brakes, muzzle brakes on the vertical grip. Not the classical vertical grip, that one gives a ridiculous amount of recoil control. But still there's one that's a decent amount, and I think that is all I have in terms of recoil management on this gun, and that is already doing an insane amount. To the point where I am kind of laser meeting people from afar. I have tried it in the firing range on the 4x scope, and I've got the 3x scope I have on now. I've noticed that just having a 4x scope is not really viable for this gun because the recoil is that much bigger. So, but I would say eventually, there are guns I will unlock have brackets. Like this one, it's just, I didn't think much of it at first, just because I don't really like playing into AK kind of type of guns. This one is absolutely insane. I like playing more on the AR kind of types, AR architecture type. AR archetype type of class guns. Let's stick to the tank. Stick's trying to focus. Well, this guy isn't really in the action. The other guy is in the action. And that is a main battle tank afterwards. We're going to try and go repair this guy. I think overall kind of Europe. Another engineer. just gonna keep repairing this, be an absolute pest with the opponents. Although I do see kind of snipers on the roof. I'm gonna stick to the right side. Hopefully there are no snipers. There is a sniper up ahead. Okay. Staying behind the tank. You always want to make sure that there is nobody coming behind the tank, because this is a very kind of not a hidden feature, but it's something that like they don't really communicate that well with in the game. But if you shoot a tank in the rear, it deals like bonus damage basically to the tank. So if you are shooting at a tank, you really want to go from behind. But in most cases, just watch kind of goes without saying. This is a very flank heavy game. The main objective will always be trying to look for flank. Okay, that has been destroyed. I'm running away. That tank driver kind of did stay out in the open a bit too long. I don't really, like, here's the thing, I don't know how to drive a tank because don't really operate tanks often in the game. But I am really good at kind of knowing when a tank should back off and when not to, because of how many times I play There are people on the roof. All the modes, it's the most fun. It actually gives the game a bit of a structure rather than kind of the other. This might be a very controversial opinion, but it gives it more of a structure that you can actually follow. The other game modes are just way too chaotic and there's so much going on. It is a bit hard for me to follow, but reload. Okay. Right. Time to get out of here. Also, I don't know if you noticed over here on the kind of right-hand side where you see that column of symbols and the number 6 toggle them. Those are kind of hidden abilities or passive abilities that you unlock as the game progresses and you gain XP. Those abilities actually come in very handy. They are class-specific abilities, which kind of, as I said, unlock throughout the game. And eventually at the end, it will unlock one big one, which you can use by toggling using the 6 key on the keyboard. I have no idea what it is on console, but it is a very, very useful ability. So in the engineer's case is the fact that I can overcharge the tool, the kind of repair tool, and I think it's for 10 seconds. I did the repair tool as an extra 50% efficiency in obviously repair.
Fuck! Need a medic!
Another thing a lot of people also don't realize in this game is that as an engineer, you can use your engineer tool to destroy tanks as well. It's not just to repair your own tank. Obviously, it's very, very hard to kind of see next to a tank, but it is possible. A lot of times you go past as, you know, unperceived because the enemy will think that you're just another engineer repairing their tank. But yeah, overall. Yeah, I kind of fucked up a little bit. I did jump. Okay. I went straight into the middle of the action and didn't look behind me. I just kind of chased the tank. The tank shouldn't have been there. Now it's going to get wiped out. What are you doing? Okay, you are sniping. Absolutely not. Right, let's see where we go from here. Okay. I know I'm stringing to no viewers right now, but if there's any viewers that come in when I'm saying this, please do. Oh, I just kind of just run up on the group of them. I didn't even know they were there. But yeah, if there's anyone out there, please do let me know if the volume is a bit too high of anything, my voice or the game or the music. I will try and adjust that. I am monitoring it myself by watching my stream back. It's obviously different. I have my earphones on up and it's monitor both. I have to focus on the stream, the kind of stream options and whatnot. I forget that I'm in support class now. I'm going to prioritize my own squad mate. Another thing a lot of people might not know about squad class, which is something I actually found out by watching YouTube videos of this game, is how is he not dead? How is he not dead? Is the fact that you can actually charge up the defibs. Yeah, you can actually charge up your defibs, which means that you will res your teammate with full health, instead of like just tapping them in half health. So always, if you can, try and fully charge that.
Let's go!
Another thing is, once you have fully charged it, you can basically tap revive people up to full health, up to 3 times. So you don't have to fully charge it every single time. Because I've noticed a lot of people, and this kind of falls on both sides' fault, I guess. It's like a lot of people will kind of ask for res down the open because they just died out of the open. And fair enough, you don't want to use it for extra sticker, so you do that. But then the medics will come and basically just one tap revive you and revive you with half health, which means that as soon as you're up, you're probably going to get down. So yeah, this scenario we kind of kill baited everyone. We did kind of try and stay in the objective here. I think the whole team just got, yeah, we just got everyone died there. We just got the tickets. My teammate went, wow, top of the leaderboard with 41 kills and 45 assists with only 6 deaths. That is pretty incredible. We came top squad. It's insane. Our whole team had top 3 squads, but still didn't manage to win the game, sadly. Progression, as you can see now, like we progress a lot more in terms of levels. I think the developers have rolled out an update to change that, because before you used to get very little progression and whatnot, both to your levels and your guns, but I think now you actually get a decent amount. I'm going to show you the loadout I have on this gun because it's actually very incredible. I've been trying like a few different guns, and this one out of all of them feels the most responsive so far and just the most accurate. So is this AK-205 gun. It's a carbine. I think you unlock it around level 30. I could be mistaken, it could be around 28, but it's in that range. You unlock this gun. Is so incredibly accurate. The only thing is it doesn't really deal that much damage, but if you are hitting every single shot, or like 90% of the shots, you will kill at far distance. Like compared to other carbines, obviously is not the best, especially compared to the M4A1. I will not talk about the M4A1 just because this already is kind of like an established gun. Everybody already knows about this gun and how good it is. But if you look at this gun, this is more of a long range, long to medium range type of gun that you will be using. And if you look at the precision and the control bars, the precision is at an 82, so that means I'm getting minimal to almost no bloom at long distance. The control is at 78, which could be a little bit higher for that kind of recoil control, but I can just do the recoil control by pulling down my mouse. It doesn't give you the greatest mobility. If you look at the M4A1, it does give you a bit more mobility, but you're not really sacrificing that much. What I am sacrificing, yeah, is the rate of fire and the damage, but overall the bullet velocity is higher, and the importance, the main thing is that you can laser people down from absolute distances and not have to worry about it. These are the kind of the attachments I have on them so far. So I do have the ribbed vertical. I just unlocked this other vertical, the 6H64 vertical on this, which gives it even more precision and control at, the expense of a little bit of mobility. So I will equip this. It's because I'm not really running and gunning with the classes that use this gun. So I'm using this on both the support and the engineer class. Just because with those, I like to play at more of a distance and limit how many times I'm dying, just because I'm supposed to be the one getting people out of those situations. So there is that. I will change the bullet to the lightweight to give me back that extra mobility that I have just lost. But yeah, let's go through the attachment. Let's start with the muzzle. I am using the compensator brake just because this gun naturally has more precision. It has kind of increased precision over the control, which is actually kind of rare with some guns. Most guns have more control over the precision. For those of you who don't know, precision in this game just means how, like, the bullet spread that you have. So this gun has minimal to no bullet spread, as I talked about earlier. This is called Bloom in this game. And when it comes to control, the recoil control is actually pretty easy to control, since the bar is so high up, is at 81 the value. If you are kind of confident that you can control the recoil of it with your mouse, and you don't want to be wasting 20 points on a muzzle brake, you can run the converter on this, which is 10 points. Also, if you do want to just save points, you can run this double port brake for 10 points instead of the compensator brake for 20. I just like the looks of the compensator brake, to be honest with you. That's the only reason I'm running this. But yeah, eventually when I struggle more with kind of points in speccing out this weapon, I will bring it down to the brake. Your ultimate goal though, however, for this weapon is to put on this long suppressor. Wait, is it? Yes, it is this long suppressor, and I know you will see a decrease in all these stats and immediately go, ooh, maybe not. But in this game, the fact that you can hide your presence goes a long way. Just because of the fact that if you are flanking and you kind of hit an enemy, or if you're prone on the objective and you're shooting, people won't know where you are unless they are within, I think it's 15 meters of you, which is actually not that far. So suppressors are always a go-to, but obviously if you don't think that's as valuable, you can stick to the brakes, which I think is playing for this gun, because you are such a long distance. Maybe it is worth using the brake, just because, like, if people are already around you, you probably already lost that gunfight, just because you just don't have the damage of the rate of fire. But personally, I think either the the double port brake or the suppressor, if we're going for efficiency's sake, I just like how the compensator brake looks on this gun. Then with the barrel, I went with a basic. You can go with the heavy. Gives you a massive boost in precision, but you will kind of lower your mobility a lot, and your ADS time goes up significantly. So I wouldn't go for the heavy barrel just for that. If you really do want to just beam people from a distance, kind of like in Call of Duty Warzone, then maybe you do want to put this on, but I just don't think it's worth it. I put on the basic one. If I could, I would put on the light one, just to kind of up my mobility even more, because everything on this gun, everything I'm putting on basically hinders mobility. So if you see this vertical that I have on, vertical grip, it hinders mobility. So I have none on, ups my mobility by quite a bit. But I'm keeping this 30 round mag. You can put on the 30 round fast mag, but then again, it does hinder your mobility by a little bit. Not much, it's 2 points, but 2 points is actually quite a lot, and you don't really need that fast of a reload in this, if I'm gonna be completely honest with you. If you do, you can go in here and put the mag catch on for 5 points, and it doesn't cost you anything. So anything, go for that. Don't put the 30 round fast mag. I'm going for the lightweight at the moment. I know a lot of people will probably choose to do something like the hollow point, just because it gives you that 1.5 headshot multiplier. But I'm choosing to go with the lightweight just because it gives me a boost in mobility. But other than that, it's honestly up to personal preference with how you play the game. If you are hitting headshots all the time consistently, and that's like your main kind of source of kills is headshots, absolutely go for this because the increase goes up quite significantly. Doesn't seem as much, but the headshot multiplier is actually quite a bit. But otherwise, go for the lightweight. Eventually, for those of you headshot people, go for the synthetic when you unlock it at level 39, just because the multiplier goes up even more. But I'm keeping it lightweight. In terms of the scope, you can honestly go with anything. I know a lot of people are loving the ROM 1.75 scope. Just because it seems to be kind of like the sweet point of being able to zoom in just enough to see enough, but not having it kind of hinder the recoil or kind of just having you tunnel vision. I personally like the 3x better just because I like having a kind of bigger picture of what's happening, but the sight is honestly always going to come down to personal preference. I cannot speak. I will go for this. The one thing I do want to try at some point is maybe putting on the thermal. The thermal 3 scope is ugly. I don't know who designed that, but no. Like the thermal 1.5 actually looks normal. Anything else? But yeah, I don't think I ever equip any of these, just because if I'm ever in a scenario where I have to switch to a kind of secondary close range sight, I'm just going to hip fire. Because hip firing in this game is actually ridiculously accurate. And that's another thing. Eventually, I want to put on the blue lasers. So there's a few things I kind of want to put on at the end of the gun, but obviously I will have to sacrifice one thing or another. For the laser, I would want to put on the blue lasers because it gives you such a boost in hip fire accuracy and also increases your mobility, so that's always a plus. In terms of the brake, I think I'm going to be quite happy kind of staying on the compensator brake. I might even go down to this one just to free up points for something else. Then again, you want to increase this to the light if you can. Obviously, no worries if not. I don't know what. Yeah, faster ADS. So I don't know which gives more ADS. ADS time, if it's this one or if it's equipping the lightweight stuff, the lightweight ammo. So maybe I might just keep the lightweight ammo because there's a 5-point difference between this and the standard, whereas for this is a 10-point difference between the light and the basic. So I might just not touch the barrel. I don't even equip a light. The vertical, you can always go down to this one, is 5 less points and you don't take as big of a hit with mobility. But I think in terms of grips, the ultimate one that you do want to end up having is this stubby one, the low profile stubby grip. It is 20 more points than what I currently have, so I need to free up 20 more points somewhere. But you can see ADS time goes significantly down, as well as the recoil control goes up by 4 points basically. So that's one thing you want to kind of watch out for. So that's the case, I might free up kind of 10 points here. I just don't think it's viable to have this with anything else. I might have to see, but then again, you might not even need the stubby here, to be completely honest, just because of the fact that this, like, for 20 points less, it's not the end of the world. You can go for an angled just to give you kind of that mobility boost, but it will hinder your accuracy overall, so I would probably not recommend that. The mag catch is just there at the moment, just kind of for me, just to fill up the points anyways. I have 5 points to spare, so why not? anyways, that's enough about the guns. Oh, well, that's another thing. And the other gun that I think was absolutely amazing in this game is actually the starting LMG that you get with the support. Well, in the game, the starting LMG that you get in general, but obviously supports are the most viable class use. It doesn't matter. Is the L110. This has absolutely, like, I know it looks like it has a lot of recoil, but if I'm going to go into the firing range now to just kind of show you, but this with a 1.75 sight, compared with the fact that you have a 100 round mag, you absolutely melt enemies at distance. Yes, like the reload animation is very slow, but okay, I know that was horrible. Those initial like 10 shots that you see, the initial 10 shots that you fire off are so laser accurate that if you kind of just fire in 10 shot rounds burst, kind of like that, like 10 shots kill the enemy, 10 shots, one set, kill the enemy, 10 shots. It's just absolutely incredible. But now I'm going to show you this carbine that I have on, obviously. And that is the recoil with the 3x scope, whereas the other one had a 1.75. So obviously the recoil was a lot less because you're less zoomed in. But I genuinely think it's a very underrated gun, especially in a lot of these kind of game modes where the maps are a lot bigger and there are so many snipers. And if you don't want to run a sniper, you kind of want something that's a bit higher fire rate. Yeah, this one is absolutely it. The reload time is actually decent. The only thing I will say is that, again, the damage, you know, leaves more to be desired as well as the fire rate. But as a kind of compensation, you just absolutely melt out the distance. It's not even, I'm hitting headshots all the way through down to, what's this, 10, 15, 25, down to about 65 meters down there. 55, 60, yeah, that's about 65 meters. And I'm lasering the head. So yeah, absolutely do please give this gun a try if you haven't unlocked it. If you haven't, once you do, absolutely give it a go. I absolutely love the look of the M277, but it's just not the recoil and the control just is just horrible for what it gives you. Yeah, it gives you an extra 5 damage per bullet, but the fire rate stays the same, and you just can't like at close range. It gets out damaged by his competitor, the M4A1, his brother, the M4A1, or even the assault rifle like the M433 or this B364A4. Jesus, some of these names, man. But yeah, it just gets out damaged by these, or even this one, which is a Scar H, as we all know it. So this one, like, it kind of just, it's a, I don't know what how the phrase goes, but it's a jack of all, but master of none. So it's good at everything, but it doesn't excel in anything particular, and in some scenarios even gets outcompeted by just this gun. I mean, this gun is just an absolute beast, but at the moment I like the AK-205. I am waiting because I do want to unlock this one, but I just don't think this one will be worth it, to be honest. Looking at the stats now, it's worse in every single department. Some people have said that this one is an absolute truck when it comes to how hard it hits. I haven't really tried any of the DMR or sniper rifles. I did try sniping a little bit. I'm just not the greatest at it. But I think the starting sniper that you get is just obviously insane. But yeah, that is enough kind of rambling on from me because I'm just yapping away. Let's go play some more Breakthrough. For those 3 people who have just joined now, I am so sorry you have to watch me just ramble on about guns for a solid 10-20 minutes. I've streamed I can't see how long I started 50 minutes ago. So I've been streaming for 50 minutes, 20 of which I've kind of spent just talking about guns and loadouts. So it's very warm in here. I'm wearing a hat just because my hair looks atrocious. I don't know if you can see this. It's the only time you're ever gonna see it. But yeah, no. I need a haircut. But I'm traveling soon. And the idea is to get a haircut just before I travel, so I don't have to worry about finding a decent barber when I'm abroad. So yeah, I'm gonna play as a support here, I think. This map is... Oh, it's already started. Okay. Right.
We need attack support on the marked objective.
Okay, this map is not the biggest, so there aren't that many... I've literally just spawned in. I've already lost the sight.
The sector is lost. Mobilize new lines of defense.
Yeah, there aren't that many situations where you do use tanks. There are tanks, but it's not incredibly hard to take out. So if I'm running towards them, maybe don't despawn. That's another thing that really just irks me, you know, just people that despawn when you're running towards them. There's just something about it.
I'm hit!
I don't mind people who don't res you when you're not around, just because if they're playing like a support class or... Oh my god, okay, well I just did that, so that's hopefully nobody clips that. I just did what I was complaining about. So. But yeah, if you're not playing, like, say the support, or say playing the engineer or the assault role, obviously you're going to leave the reses to the supports, just because... No! Okay, it goes to show that I tried. But yeah, usually they will try and leave it. Oops. Okay, right, come on. There are some reses that need to be going around, so I'm gonna go. Rest of this guy's probably gonna get one shot headshotted as soon as I do that. All the res that needs happening over there, but that's very risky. Let's clear that way first. Area's clear. We have a couple of engineers. So... Okay, teammates got me covered there. I almost just died running in front. I'm not charging up the reses here just because I'm prioritizing kind of a faster recovery for myself because I don't want to die here, but... Right, everyone else needs rising, okay, put this down. I didn't finish the reload animation. As you can see, the damage leaves kind of more to be desired, but overall, there are so many people there. That's just not viable res for me to go for. How's the stream doing? Am I lagging? Let me double check. Am I lagging? I'm... In terms of kind of the dropped frames, I am dropping frames, like kind of 2% of frames. So overall not too bad, but I think that's more of a Wi-Fi problem than anything. So if anything, I would just close Firefox and hopefully that solves the issue. Just set off fireworks in my building complex. Right. Why? See, this is what I mean. If you are having your body camped, for the love of God, don't ask for a res because you're just baiting your teammates in to get killed. That's one massive complaint I have with people in this game is just if you clearly died in enemy territory, don't be an idiot and ask for a res in that scenario because you will just bait your teammates for a kill. I think I just stared about a barrel of 3 different snipers across the tank there. Stay here.
Let's go.
Jump over this, right.
Objective Bravo is under attack.
There is an enemy tank. Can we please take out the tank?
I got eyes on enemy tank.
Can we please take out this enemy tank? I do not want someone to hit me.
Objective Alpha neutralized.
I don't know when we're driving this tank. That's another thing I really don't like about this game is sometimes the kind of the obstacle. I don't really know how to explain it, but if you kind of run into an object, it will make your character fly about 3 meters in the air, and you have absolutely no control when that happens, or kind of how long you're in the air for. Sometimes you're in the air for genuinely a while. I'm looking back at the stream I have in front of me. It looks super laggy, so if it is, please do let me know. I'll try and fix it. I don't know if you saw that kill, but like 81 meters, and it just booms. Even over there, like it's the initial kick that you have to kind of worry about, but that after that, like you're. This guy. Ooh, I did peek straight into a... No, I was not paying attention. I was paying too much attention to my live. It's fine. We move. Try and get some resin in here if we can. Let's not risk it. I got played so hard there, I don't even know how to react to that.
Come on!
If I res you, maybe don't stay in the same place.
Our troops have neutralized Alpha. Objective Alpha is under control.
Let's move.
Alright, let's try and get everyone up. Try and not waste time on defense. I know, some people might call me a camper in this game. I will be honest, I do play a little bit like a camper. I think my head was poking out there. That was horrible for me. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm not doing the best, but it's okay. Oh, wow, the stream is lagging behind quite a bit.
The medic.
Right, is anyone going to come to res? If not, that's okay.
Medic.
There is a blue butterfly sprinting towards me. Wow. What an... Okay. Okay, I won't stay here because obviously that sniper had a clean headshot towards me. With no current range. Okay. That was pure luck. I don't think I should have survived there, I'm gonna be honest. I will try and flank these guys. He's behind top. I'm too far to the nose. Oh my god, I had such a nice chance to take the entire team out. No, if only I had grenades, but then again, I don't want to give up smoke grenades for that one off chance where a grenade can actually get me a kill, so let me not try and do that. I do have people keep popping in and out of the line. I don't know if it's the same recurring people or not. How do I miss those shots?
Forces are almost fully depleted. Do not stop.
GG, yeah, I mean, it makes sense. You know what? Absolutely lasered in from there. Oh my god. Let me put down one of these. Absolutely wrecked. Someone's gonna come sprinting out of the smoke at me, isn't he? Oh, there's a sniper over there. I'm not peeking that in any circumstance. You see what I mean there? Like, that's what I mean, the little obstacle jump thing that you do. I don't understand why it does that. Like, Battlefield needs to fix that. There is, I don't know if there's someone on the team. Yes, get that W. I think that was my second one. Did we? No, we lost the second one actually. We ran out of lives in the first game. Squad came 5th. I mean, makes sense. We placed 15th, 16th, and 18th. These guys were very. This guy was very kill hungry. Okay, someone is setting off fireworks nearby. It is absolutely annoying the hell out of me. Okay, upgraded the AK. It gave me a couple of attachments, and I unlocked another gun. How about danger close support? I do want to finish the support support class kind of menu thing, just because I do think that is brings so many benefits. Get kills with LMG, I should probably do that. Gives me 5,000 XP basically for free. But in terms of the assignments, here's where is it? Weapons class. So obviously to unlock the assault expert, I'm not going to be going that because I don't really play the assault. I think that'll be one of the last kind of challenges that I complete. If anything, it's this one I want to do. So I want to do the engineer. So I need to repair. What do I need to do? Deal damage to ground vehicles with launchers and deal damage to ground vehicles with anti-vehicle mines. I need to do these two to be able to unlock the second engineer kind of. To get this basically unlock for assignment engineer 2. And then you have engineer 3, and then you have engineer specialist, which gives you this weapon, then this badge, and then this look for your engineer. But the main one I want to focus on is support, because it gives you this smoke grenade launcher, and then you also unlock the fire support training path. Which actually, let me have a look at what that does, because I'm not 100% sure. Skilled in enemy suppression tactics, keeps ammo restocked, and utilizes better weapon control to lay down cover fire. Okay, so your final ability basically resupplies and heals nearby friendly forces for 10 seconds. Overall, I think I prefer this one just because you have better things like revive recovery, defense gadgets. I don't know, logistics expert. Faster ammo resupply when using... Actually, no, I like this one because faster ammo resupply when using the supply bag, which means I think overall just better things. Yeah, 25 reduction in oncoming explosive splash damage while prone or shooting from mounted positions. So the whole point of this is you need to be mounted, I think, for this kind of career path for the support. Let's look at the engineer and let's see what the other one does. So this one is increased amount of rockets, 15% faster reload time for launchers, and damaging enemy reduces the repair effectiveness by 50%. So this one's actually just full on just destroying the enemy vehicles. As the final class active ability is the same, the repair tool fixes with 50% efficiency for 10 seconds. But the passives are different. Pairing a friendly gadget permanently increases its maximum health. Wow, that I think is going to come in quite handy later on. Overheat control, heat buildup on gadgets and vehicle weapon is 50% slower. So this is actually huge if you want to be repairing your vehicles. And then occupy a vehicle to start regenerating its health will activate if above its critical damage state. Okay. Overall not too bad, but yeah. Right, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to go get some water, go to the toilet, do all that. So I will be back in a bit. And meanwhile I will put this on. Let's quit the game for a little bit. Let's go to just chatting mode. Right, concurrent views has only been one. That's basically me, but let's see how this is going. I'll leave it here, kind of let it sit and do its thing. I'm gonna put my iPad to charge so I can monitor better things better when I come back. How's this doing? Overall, not too bad. Okay, we are back. Right. Let's see how we're doing on this. He's back on. Hopefully you didn't see my disgusting earphones. They're not actually disgusting. They're disgusting to other people, personally, I think, because say something that's been in my ear, you don't really want to be looking at that. Personally, I think they're actually not on the bad side, but hey ho. Okay, so we are dropping a shit ton of frames. Another thing is, can I change? Nope. Settings, here we go. Open settings, output. Oh yeah, I can't really change it now, can I? Audio stream, yeah. Output, I was gonna change the frames. I am using NVIDIA NVENC, the encoder. Profile high. Bitrate. How do I change the frames per second? Or would it be an output advanced? I'm already in advanced. Okay, that's for me to figure out later. That's for me to figure out another stream. Right now, if you are watching on 30 frames per second, I am very sorry. I would love to change it to 60 frames per second. I really would. Leave page. Ah, that shuts down Spotify. Because I don't have Spotify down. That's so stupid. Okay. Restore previous sessions. There we go. Right, let's go in this. Let's actually download Spotify on the Microsoft Store, of course. Of course. Yeah, let's download Spotify. So that way we don't have to worry about anything else. Rhino 8 and OBS Studios. Let's put you in programs. No, I don't need a product key. Oh, I need a product key to do that. Okay. Also, I am not ill. This is just a byproduct of kind of allergies and whatnot that I have. And yes, I am using an iPad as the camera to sign into my Spotify because of... Oof. Thank you. Because my camera, sorry, is my phone at the moment. So I can't really use my phone for this. Okay. Oh. Right, let's do that. Let's turn you down a little bit, actually. I like that. That volume's just about right. Now I have an incredibly runny nose. Okay. Let's see, how long have we been streaming for? Does it say over here? I should have a timer just to kind of know. Oh no, it does say here. Okay, an hour and 16 minutes. You know what? I think I should just leave it for the night here. I'm already getting quite blocked up, and I don't think streaming will continue. And it's not like I'm getting any new viewers anyway. So, for those of you who did come, It was a pleasure to stream to you guys. For those of you who will end up watching this video, I hope it's entertaining. At least I did ramble on about quite a lot of things, so hopefully you have the attention span to actually stay behind and watch at least some of those. But yeah, anyways, I will be doing these more in the future. This was the first one, mainly to test things out, but absolutely I'll be doing more of these, so stay tuned.